was your thoughts on the experience of playing here in Portland? How'd you feel like the atmosphere was like and all that?
It was definitely a dope experience. You try not to focus too much on the environment. You know, we're trying to get ready for a game, so you just try to, you know, stay locked in on what you have to lock in on, as X's and O's. But when you have time to really soak it all in, for me, it was a really cool experience. You know, knowing that stadium, haven't had a football game from Oregon State here in a long time, and so yeah, it was a really cool experience.
The their first offensive series, they kind of went through you, and you guys came over to the sidelines. What was that conversation like? Because from that point on, you guys were pretty locked in on stopping them.
Yeah, I think after that first series, we kind of got a feel for how they were going to attack us. We've been attacked in that way in the past, so we made corrections to those types of plays. So it was definitely something that, you know, we had on our radar. And so when they came out, it went just the regular talk, making the adjustments, and then going out there and, you know, just making the plays.
No, that said, their quarterback, I think, rushed for 100 and some odd yards. Was there anything about that caught you by surprise, or how was he able to do that?
Well, I think when you go, you know, empty sets, you kind of clear the box, and you have those QB design runs, the powers, the draws, the leads. I think sometimes those are going to happen, especially because when they get 11, you have to play with 11. You know, you have to play with your safety to stop the run. So I think a couple times we had chances to get them into third and long situations, which is exactly where we want to be, and we didn't make the tackle, allowed them to get into third and shorts, and they converted. And that's how they got some of those drives going. So just cleaning it up, and like I said, when the play comes your way, you just got to make the play.
Jaydon, just kind of talk about the impact of coming out of non-conference 3-0 and obviously setting the stage for a big game this next weekend.
It's big time. It's big time. Like I said, our emphasis isn't, we're not worried about 3-0. We're not worried about anything in the future. It's a process-oriented team. You know, we're working on that day in and day out basis. How much better can we get every single day? And this week we went 1-0, so we'll look do the same thing next week.
Rejzohn, both of you guys obviously had interceptions tonight. How nice was it to get that element of the game going after last week when obviously you didn't record any takeaways?
I think it was big, you know, after last week in that turnover margin, it kind of went down. We didn't get any plays on the ball last week, but I think it was great.
Did you feel like when they were in passing position and passing situations that there would be opportunities there?
Yeah, I think that's what we wanted from the game. We wanted to stop the run and make them throw because it was advantage us.
Did you guys feel like you showed some improvement today over the first 2 weeks of the season defensively?
Yeah, I think for us it was big to have them come out and attack us that way. Obviously we don't want to give up points, but it's a good challenge because it's not easy when they go down in their drive. It's not as easy as everybody thinks to come out and hunker down and get a stop. So I think I'm really proud of how we responded. When we did give up those drives, how we responded the next drive. Getting stops.
How much easier does it make it for you guys when the offense is clicking like they did tonight?
Oh man, the offense has been clicking. They've been clicking all year. That's an amazing thing about this team is that you don't see us go in the tank when something happens. It's just response versus react. React versus respond versus react. Respond versus react, and then that's kind of been the mentality. In the face of adversity, that's something that our coaches have been preaching. All camp, all season long. So we're going to continue to do that. They'll continue to have our backs, and we'll continue to have their backs.
How confident do you feel like this defense is playing right now? Obviously, all three of these games have been somewhat different.
Yeah, I think the confidence just comes from the preparation, the amount of work, the amount of film study, and then our cohesiveness on the field together. Talking about 11 guys playing on the field that have played a lot of snaps with each other, and they're also extremely close off the field as well. So, even in practice, even in the film room, it doesn't stop there. Guys are hanging out during the week, preparing together how it should be. And I think that's what gives us the confidence, but nowhere near have played our best ball. Like I said, we're back to the process. We got practice tomorrow, so we'll clean up the mistakes today, and we'll just continue to work to strive to be better.
And Rejzohn, did you guys feel like you were locked in practicing this week for an FCS team with USC next week?
Yeah, I think we always take it day by day. I don't think we ever look too far ahead. I think we just took practice tough as Tuesday, work day Wednesday, and just clean things up Thursday and Friday. I don't think we really look too ahead.
Jaydon, did you ever have a moment or moments today where you were able to just kind of soak it in, see friends and family? I got to imagine there's more friends and family for this game than there's been in a long time for you.
Yeah, I think I had about 40 tickets. So it was a bunch of people, It was just an amazing experience getting to be back in here. I think I actually played here. I forgot I played here my senior year of high school, semifinals and state championship. So I think that fourth quarter, once we got taken out, I had time to just soak it all in. Those bright lights, you see the beaver orange. It was a little bit unusual, because I've been in this stadium before for Timbers games and whatnot. So just amazing experience. And obviously, when you play well as a team and come out with a win, it's nothing better than that.
Thanks, guys. We're going to get a chance.
One of you, how did you guys feel like the experience playing in this stadium was, the atmosphere, just overall, what was your impressions of it?
I thought it was awesome. I thought Beaver Nation really showed out and brought the energy tonight. It was loud in there. It was, it was an awesome experience to just play in this facility. I've never been here before myself, and so just to be out there playing, it was awesome.
Anything unusual at all about playing here? Anything you remember in particular?
Just like he said, it was awesome. Beaver Nation showed out. It was cool. I've never actually been here either, and I lived and worked in a couple of years, so it was a great experience, great energy, and it was fun.
Anthony, if you ever had that much fun on the football field, 3 touchdowns, you're doing it as a receiver, as a punt returner. Just how fun was it to break out in that way?
It's even better when you get to enjoy it with your team, though. Getting a team win, a quality team win, it's fun to go out there and be able to do that with everyone.
Chance, Luke had been the leading receiver through 2 weeks. How big was it to get Ant and Rejzohn to step up, make some big plays in the receiving core tonight?
Yeah, no, it was awesome, man. And the O-line, they were giving me time all day to throw that ball. That's really, they did a great job just giving me time all night. And yeah, Ant, Rejzohn, we had a bunch of guys making crazy contested catches. It was just great to see them make a bunch of plays for me, and it was a great team win.
How big is it going into next week, where you're going to face USC, to get some of those Ant and Rejzohn some?
Yeah. Well, I think for us as an offense, we really were focusing on playing like a whole 60 minutes, and I think tonight, we were able to kind of put that together. Even some of the 2s and 3s came in and it left off right where it happened. So for us, I think we played a pretty solid game, all 60 minutes, and I think but tomorrow we're definitely going to dive back into the film and clean it up and be all about the Trojans coming forward.
You guys are 3-0 non-conference. Are you ready for conference now?
Oh yeah, for sure, sir. I think I kind of got battled last week, and we came out on top, and it feels good to be 3-0 going into our conference game. For sure.
Chance, in what way did you feel like the offense progressed today over a week ago?
I just think our details. I think we were a lot more detailed on just pass blocking, my reads. I was getting the ball out of my hands quick, wasn't giving them time. And I think just the film study throughout the week, we really dialed in on what we were going to see out there, and a lot of it showed up out there tonight.
Anthony, it seemed like every time you touched the end zone, the crowds got even louder. How does it feel to have that love in the Portland area?
It's great. I've been here. It's my 4th year now, so I've waited my turn, been patient. And it's great to know we got Beaver Nation behind us, it just feels amazing.
After the special teams gave up a touchdown in the first half, was there a desire on the special teams to make a play, kind of get one back?
Oh yeah, it's been a desire since the beginning of the year. We know that punt return is one of our strongest units. So going into the week, we were just harping on getting the return game going. I haven't really gotten many opportunities this year, so I knew I was going to get an opportunity tonight, and when I did, I just had to make the most with it.
Chance, have you ever worn the white shoes before? I was wondering I know you haven't worn them this year.
Yeah, I wore them last year. I think against Utah State, where I didn't really play too well, so I had to kind of rewrite the script just with the white shoes. Yeah, so felt good though.
I was just curious why you broke them out today.
Yeah. I don't know. I think they look good with the black. I think it looks good. So I don't know. I might keep it coming forward. We'll see how it looks tomorrow on the film now.
Well, obviously really happy with the guys and the win and really overall non-conference where you want to be 3-0. I thought this game offensively, the efficiency was impressive. Chance, guys making plays, the protection, the run game, which we actually talked about going into this week because these guys on offense. Kind of unique, tough to defend. If we can get some scores, we're trying to force them to mix some pass game into their scheme, and it played out that way. The return game, wanted to get that going. Anthony Gould, obviously, Silas Bolton. Got plenty on the other side of special teams we've got to clean up, but really happy with the win. Appreciate the crowd. Thought the crowd was fun and excited. Stayed the whole time. Loud, energy. So it was a good night.
Jonathan, were you coming out of this game, were you mostly looking to get your offense into some sort of a rhythm after a couple weeks just going into conference play? Is that the most kind of, other than getting a win, getting into some sort of rhythm?
Yeah, that was a good takeaway. We had flashes offensively the first 2 games. I thought we put it together tonight. Obviously, anytime you come into the game, you're trying to win. You're trying to play well in all 3 phases. and we got a lot of that tonight. But each game you're gonna have a ton to learn from, which we'll dive into this tape tomorrow.
Oregon State's had some trouble over the years with Big Sky schools occasionally. I'm just curious, you coached in the Big Sky. Does that give you some sort of appreciation for what they're and you kind of make sure your players understand that?
I got a ton of respect for that league. Like you said, I did coach in it. My experience when I was coaching, there's a lot of good coaches. There's good players in that league. These guys had won a bunch of games. And so we did. I thought they had our full attention. These guys, our players, did a good job of respected, knowing that this is going to be a challenge, and came out prepared to play.
How big was it to get Treshawn Harrison, Anthony Gould, get them maybe some confidence before you head into USC this week?
It was big, especially on Treshawn's end, and he did. He played great tonight, catching the ball, doing some really good things. I did think Chance was accurate, seeing the field well, protection. But we got some guys that can make some plays. With Treshawn and Anthony Gould, Jaydon got a couple touches. Silas makes some plays, and so it was nice in the passing game to be that efficient.
And in the running game to get 3 guys touchdowns like that, with Martinez and Fenwick and Griffin, how much of a lift do you feel like you got there, and did you establish the running game to the extent that you would hope to?
In a lot of ways we did. It doesn't shock me each guy getting a touchdown the way we rotate, and all 3 of those guys we got a ton of confidence in to run the scheme.
You're 3-0 non-conference. You've done what you had to do. Are you ready now? You're jumping in tough first time.
Yeah, we're excited to play in Reeser to open up conference play. Obviously, a huge challenge. We're going to take full advantage of the next 6-7 days before we're totally ready, because we're going to need it preparing for these guys. I know I think they're playing right now, but look, it'll be an electric atmosphere. Bunch of obviously respect for that program and those players and coaches. We got a few more days to get ready.
Do you watch? I saw a stat today. USC has 80% of their yards are coming from transfers. Are you watching just USC's games this year, or are you trying to look at film of what some of these guys have done at their other schools?
Well, we'll obviously be watching these games from this year, but then we got so much data now and video, capable of video, that yes, we'll watch some individual snaps on guys to try to gain every ounce of information we can.
Jonathan, just talk about the defensive effort kind of tightening up a little bit after that first drive, and then secondly on that, is there a bit of a concern with the mobile quarterbacks a little bit?
I did think that first series they threw a couple of wrinkles at us that we hadn't prepped for, and they did a great job defensively, adjusting, getting back, got a couple of interceptions to settle us down. It's not easy. This mobile quarterback thing is not easy to, especially when they're capable of really throwing it. And some of the stuff they were giving us was unique in regards to motion from the backfield. But we're going to continue to face good quarterbacks. We got to be ready for it.
With the special teams, did you come into the year kind of feeling like that might be a weapon for you as far as the return game goes?
We were, especially on the return game. On punt return, we hadn't really gotten a pitch to hit. And so finally getting a couple that Anthony had a chance to roll with, it makes the huge return. I do think we can make a difference if we get punts that you can actually catch, or it's not going out of bounds and that kind of thing.
Marco Brewer, Andrew Chatfield, a couple guys I noticed didn't. Are they? Is that
Joe Golden.
Joe Golden, yeah.
We're hoping that's just a one-game
precaution.
thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
To end non-conference in play, did you feel like this was sort of sending the message out there that the Beavers are meant to play with this year?
Well, getting messages, it comes down to how you play on the field. I think, finding a way to win 3 games is great. There's still a long season ahead of us, and I think we got to earn, victories each time we line up.
Did you like the way the 2s and 3s played?
I did like the fourth quarter. We got a lot of those. Thinking about Ben and how he operated, got a couple balls completed. That second group of line got in there. I think defensively, put a lot of guys in there, which you need. You need some depth. Getting great game experience for those guys is huge, because it's a long season and it's a physical game, and the next guy's got to be ready.
You guys won each of these games in sort of a different way. What have you learned about your team through these first couple of weeks?
Yeah, I think we got something to us on each side. I think these guys are competitive. I've learned that, it is never easy all the time, but if we can be pretty efficient offensively, and we can get some stops defensively, I think we got a chance, but we got to go earn it each weekend.
Coach, you mentioned it off the top a little bit, but the experience of getting a chance to play a game in Portland, Beaver Nation showing out today, can you just describe what today's experience was like from your perspective?
Now that it's over, obviously getting a win, I thought it was fun. It was kind of unique. It was great pregame, getting in there, seeing so much orange and the place full, and then throughout the game, the crowd noise and the energy felt awesome behind us. So it was a great day.
Anthony finding the end zone 3 times. What did you make of his play today?
Yeah, I thought he caught it tough. You know, especially that double post we run with him in the red zone as a contested catch, and he comes down with it. I think the thing was blocked pretty well for him on the punt return, and you know, getting vertical was critical, not trying to go sideways. He played great.